This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Marriage is an essential stage in the personal life, which is discussed in many cultures as a rite of passage. From this point, people become ready to create a family when they are mature enough to take responsibility for their family and build strong relations with their partner. Several decades ago, the family was discussed as the main social institution because society traditionally consisted of many families. Thus, marriage can be presented as the most traditional way to create a family and take a definite position within society. Nevertheless, the future of marriage and its significance for modern people is debatable. Although today, marriage is still a significant stage in the personal life and family is discussed as the fundamental factor for social development, the role of marriage has declined, the rate of divorces has increased, and marriage is often perceived as an insignificant factor in life, a vivid and full life. To understand the future of marriage, it is essential to refer to the main reasons for getting married. Americans are inclined to concentrate on the role of tradition, love, definite social and material benefits, and satisfaction of psychological and sexual needs as the significant reasons to marry. However, to achieve the mentioned goals and satisfy needs, it is unnecessary to be married. The position is actively discussed in modern society, where the popularity of marriages decreases because of people's concentration on their own lives and personal and professional development. Today, the family cannot be discussed as the person's primary goal. Emphasizing the fact that marriage is not important for people today and that the tendency can develop, researchers refer to statistics and divorce rates. Thus, the percentage of currently divorced adults, which was only 1.8% for males and 2.6% for females in 1960, quadrupled by the year 2000. Moreover, the percentage of divorce is higher for females than for males, primarily because divorced men are more likely to remarry than divorced women. From this point, it is possible to speak about the tendency to choose an independent life without the responsibilities of a husband or wife. Moreover, the national divorce rate is close to 50% of all marriages. However, it is essential to focus on and discuss the problem from another perspective. Thus, for many people, the actual chances of divorce are far below 50/50. In spite of the fact the general rate of marriages declines, it is still high in comparison with the rate of divorces. That is why it is impossible to state that the low rate of marriages and the high rate of divorces can affect Americans and their visions of marriage's role significantly. Modern people can reject the importance of marriage, but it is rather problematic to change the public's vision of the traditional family based on marriage in some years because it is a long and challenging process. People continue to find a kind of security in the traditional form of relations that have deep historical roots. However, it is important to note that the correlation of reasons for getting married changes with references to the development of the person's social needs and different global cultural tendencies. According to the latest statistical data, modern young Americans are inclined to choose a partner based on their social and economic status. Finances are important today, especially while paying attention to the modern contracts used to regulate marriages. Thus, many people choose marriage because of definite economic benefits. People can marry to improve their social status or gain a higher social status with the help of a spouse. It is possible to consider that future marriages will be more similar to business than to romance. Marriage lost its legal and social status because those couples who seek a successful partnership and psychological comfort are inclined to choose relations free from any contracts and duties. From this point, choosing marriage is choosing social security and the public's approval. However, following the progressive and popular trends, young people choose their private independence. Modern women are often financially independent and do not discuss marriage as a way to improve their financial and social status. Men choose to marry when they seek stability and understanding, which is typical for family relations. The decision-making process, which is usually used for business operations, is performed by many young people today when they choose to marry or not. They assess all the possible advantages and disadvantages of marriage. Today, the idea of marriage often depends more on the economic benefits and less on the romantic aspects. Modern representatives of American society choose to get married because they assess all the psychological, emotional, sexual, and social benefits of the process. That is why the future of marriage as a significant stage in personal life is not clear. This essay on the future of marriage was written and submitted by a student just like you. The Ivy Panda Samples database hosts thousands of works similar to this one, on various subjects. Visit ivypanda.com to find what you are looking for, free of charge.